Hello and welcome to OpenCVBasics. This is the fourth and final video in our basic DFT series. We've already showed you how to take the DFT, how to show the DFT, and how to recenter the DFT. This last bit is going to be inverting the DFT. That is taking that frequency domain and converting it back into the spatial domain. So once you've gotten into the frequency domain, you can do all sorts of wonderful processing on it, trying to remove different frequencies, blurring the image, so forth and so on, sharpening it, and all kinds of different things. In this particular case, all we're going to do is invert it. So let's create a new function called void and invert DFT. And we're going to pass to it a mat object by reference, and we're going to call that source. This is going to be the shortest video by far. All we have to do is define a mat, inverse, and then we're going to take DFT. Now you can use DFT or IDFT for this, inverse DFT, but I want to use DFT and show you you can pass flags to it to make everything work properly. We're going to pass in a source. We need a destination, which is going to be inverse. And then we need to pass in the following flags. The first flag is DFT underscore inverse. All right? Let's get rid of IntelliSense. Now, we can chain flags together using the bitwise OR operator. So the first thing we want is, yes, we would like to take the inverse. The next thing we want to do is we only need the real component. You will be getting not only a real, but also an imaginary component. We only want the real stuff now. That's all our image is composed of. And the last thing we want to do is DFT underscore scale. We want to rescale that down to a range that makes sense between 0 and 1 so we can visualize the information. All right? The last thing we need to do is bring it out. So we need to modify our function signature slightly, do a mat, reference, and we're going to call this destination. And we're going to set destination equal to inverse. Perfect. So now all we need to do is come back into our main function and call invert DFT. Pass in, let's see, DFT original. And let's do a IMShow. Wait key before we forget. We're going to call this invert DFT result, something like that. And let's just pass to that DFT of, well, actually I need to make something, so let's call this mat inverted DFT. We're going to pass that in there as the destination, and we're going to view that information once it comes out. All right, we'll go ahead and press run. Yes. Now first it's going to show the DFT, hit the space bar, and we'll see what we got back out. And of course it's our original image. Perfect. So it's pretty amazing that you can go from this here back to this. And it just shows you the power of the DFT, showing you literally the ingredients that make up that image inside of here. So in a follow-up video, we'll talk about how you can manipulate the DFT, apply masks to it, to remove high-frequency information or even the low-frequency information. You can imagine if we took a filter of just say black and white pixels and put a circle right around here in the center, you would actually get rid of your low-frequency information, which is huddled around here, and you would only have the high-frequency information, the lines, the sharp contrasted areas, and so forth. Now if I did the opposite, if I created a white circle around the center and multiplied everything else by black or 0, I would only retain the low frequency information, and it would look like I blurred my image. I hope you enjoyed this really fast look at the DFT. It's pretty easy to do once you actually get all the parts in working order. Thank you. Bye.